question is, why do we say things that we don't mean? Why do we say things which we don't want to say? So, what happens to you when you say things that you don't mean? So, obviously, you don't do them. And have you noticed the impact of that in your relationship with people? So, I've seen that sometimes people will say things and they won't do them, then they will avoid you after that. So, I believe that there are, what shall I say, consequences to you yourself as well as consequences with other people, isn't it? So let's look at what happens to you. I mean, what is the consequence, or what are the consequences when you say something that you don't mean, or you commit to something that you don't want to do, or you commit and you don't do. So the question is, what happens to you? Now, since we are all not superhuman beings and we've all done these things, why don't you share with us what happens to you when you do that?
You realize that people will stop trusting you.
You realize that people stop trusting you. Okay, what else? Anybody else also? What else happens to you in your relationship with yourself? Anything more you want to add, Hasina ji, or shall we move on to Colonel Raj? Okay, Colonel Raj, go ahead.
Namaste to everyone. The first thing,
You have to unmute.
the first sense that strikes you is guilt. You feel guilty about saying something which, if it has hurt somebody and you realize it that it has hurt, then your defensive mechanism start functioning as to why did you say that, either to defend it, because we again become unapologetic very often. It happens, and if you are mature enough, then we'll try to mend. We'll say apology. We feel regret.
We are not getting into what you do right now. I'm saying what happens to you when you do that. So
yes, it is a sense of guilt. It strikes you.
All right, good, great. Now, whether you said something to hurt someone or whether you committed to something, I'll do this for you. There are many kind of things which we say, but we have no intention of doing it. We don't mean to say it. We're just saying it. So good, you feel guilt. Tanmay, what happens?
Sir, I feel uneasy. I feel not happy about the situation, and I keep pondering about it later on. As in, there's a sense of regret. Why did I do this? Why did I say this? Why did I commit to this when I was not going to be able to fulfill this commitment?
Okay, great. Thank you very much for sharing it. Major Narayanan.
We feel sorry for having said what should not have been told, sir. That's it.
You feel sorry that I should not have said it?
Yes, sir.
Or I should not have committed it?
True, sir.
Okay, very nice. Thank you very much. Yes, Malika ji.
Yes, sir.
Yes, same. Feel uneasy only, sir. When we don't like to do, don't commit, but even if commit, then we feel uneasy. How we are going to do without intention.
All right, thank you very much, all of you, for sharing what you shared. Now, my question is, if you feel the way you feel, why do you do it again? Have you noticed that you don't stop doing it? They say that guilt is there, it'll make you stop doing wrong things, yeah? But you still keep doing it, right?
We commit to our very near people. There is elders like our parents or in-laws. then still we do without with uncomfort only. That is, since they are asking, we have to do. It's a kind of respect, or I don't know what to say.
That's very nice. Thank you very much for sharing it. But Malika ji should try and answer my question. What I'm saying is that when people say things that they don't mean, and when they commit to things that they don't do, right, they feel guilty about it. Right? They feel small, they feel uncomfortable, all that you guys shared. So my question is then why do we keep doing it again and again? Okay, so let's have Abhinav answer that question.
Hi. See, there are some people. I'm like looking at myself. There's some people in my life who are very powerful personalities. When you are with them, you have to you agree to them. Whatever they say, in fact, at that point in time, it looks what they're saying is right. Later on, when I realized that whatever to which I agreed is actually against my values. Like look at history, you have people like Hitler, and most of the Germans agreed with him, with all the hideous things he did. And though they later disagreed, and now they disagree with what he did. So the same thing happens to me. There are some powerful personalities which I cannot say no to them. I tend to agree with them, and then I myself say, what am I doing? What am I doing? And then there are some people to whom I have to please in my life, so I have to say yes to them, agree to them, or maybe say things which they want to hear, and I know that what they want to hear, I'm saying it. Actually, I don't agree with that.
Okay, stop for a moment, Abhinav. I never ask you why you do that.
Okay.
My question is why, when you say something you don't mean to say, when you commit to something that you don't want to commit to, and obviously you don't feel nice about it, and you feel guilty about it, then why is it that we keep doing the same thing again and again? That is the question I'm asking. So, and when you do the same thing again and again, what is the impact on you? And needless to say, there is an impact on the other person also, right? When you say something, when you commit something, there is, other people also hearing it, no? The person who you said it to. So there is not only an impact on yourself, you lose your credibility in your own eyes. You're also losing credibility in the other person's eyes. So what is the value of your words to the other person? Nothing at all. So the impression will be कि ये तो बोलता है कुछ करता वरता तो है नहीं. Correct. You know all this. All of us, we know this, that this is what happens, right? But we still keep doing it. So my question is, think a little bit, all of you, and say, why do we keep doing it when we know this is the impact of it? See, they say rational human beings, they auto-correct, or, they learn from their mistakes and all that. So while Abhinav is thinking of an answer, let's listen to Tanmay.
Sir, I keep repeating this because, I tend to go back to the default mode. The default mode is to respect authority. The default mode is to, if I'm working with a customer, then to be in the sales mode sometimes, where, if the customer is insisting on some commitment and they've pretty much defined the commitment, I feel that I don't have much choice. Either I commit to something which is unreasonable or lose the business to a competitor who may still commit, may not deliver, but still, take away business from my organization. So in such cases, I'm operating out of default mode or a habit.
I get it. When you do that, and you're doing it not to lose the customer or not to upset a senior person, don't you think that when you break the commitment, it'll cause a bigger upset? You know that also.
Yes, yeah.
Yet you do it. And you say that it's the default mode. So in this case, what is the default mode? Rather bluff and get away with it. Default mode. Get out of an uncomfortable situation by saying anything that comes out of your mouth. That seems to be the default mode of many people, no? बात को टरकाना है तो कुछ भी बोल दो. It's like, get off my back here, I'll do what you're saying. In your mind you're saying to hell with it, I'll not do it, but let him get off my back right now, right? But do you think there are no repercussions of that? When there are repercussions in your relationship with that person, your company's relationship with that person, there are repercussions in society also, by the way, which you may not realize. But I still don't think we have pinned it down to why do we keep doing it again and again. So we have understood why we do it. That both you and Abhinav and everybody has explained it. But why do we do it again and again? See, if I touch a hot metal and my hand burns, would I again go and touch it again? But in this case, there is guilt and whatever, no? But we still do it. So think on that. Yes, Colonel Raj. And after that, we'll again listen to Malika ji.
Yeah, I think it's largely due to our inability to say no. Because we feel when I say no, the hurt that you are going to cause or the disappointment that is going to be caused, because the expectations are high on me. So I don't want to disappoint them. So that particular moment, the experience of guilt, it gets suppressed. So you probably just wanted to say yes because you don't want to say, you can't say no. I would rather say that your inability to say no, largely the thing.
And yet we keep doing the same thing. But tell me something, you don't want to cause an upset by saying no. But if you say yes and you don't do it, that will not cause an upset. We know that it will again cause a bigger upset, but we still do it.
Yes. Even the guilt also, even many often what happens is when we say we know, we will not be able to do it like that. But the fear of or the thing of causing hurt or disappointment to somebody whom matter to you is more empowering or overpowering than the guilt that you are going to feel or you are feeling even at that time.
No, that's not the thing. You are right in what you're saying, but what I'm telling you is that if you don't want to disappoint or hurt the other person or whatever reasons that you gave, if you say something to that person and you don't do it, will it not cause a bigger upset and bigger hurt and bigger anger and all that? It will, no?
Yes, it will. But it takes time for you to come to that reality, and probably with age and maturity you come. Like I have come, many of us would have come to that state wherein we say, yes, it is better to say no rather than saying yes and then getting onto that mode of being guilt or losing the trust.
Yeah, also consider another possibility, and this is for everybody, that we are not willing to confront the discomfort. There will be some discussion, there will be some argument, there will be some immediate show of anger or displeasure. You don't want to face that. Right? If you said yes, at least that fellow is pacified for the time being. Your mind is saying, I'm not going to do it, he's going to get upset later on. No? Right now, I've dealt with the problem. So I believe at least that we keep doing this because we are afraid of confronting a situation. Because saying no to someone is a confront. Somebody who is expecting you to say yes. First of all, we are not some philosopher or prophet to know that he is expecting us to say yes or no. Right? But we imagine that he wants us to say yes, so I have to say yes. And if I say no, there will be some argument, there will be some upset. And especially if it is a person whom you respect. You don't want to do that. So you say yes, knowing fully well. Then later on, if you don't do it, there will be bigger upset. Loss of your credibility, and the other person will think of you as a useless fellow who cannot be trusted. You're willing to take the risk of that, but not willing to take on that momentarily upset that your no might cause. You know? But here's the paradox. And like Colonel Raj said, as we grow older, we realize the silliness of, not confronting a situation when it needs to be confronted. Great. Thank you very much, Raj, for opening that up. And Malika ji.
Sir, I also have the same opinion of what Raj sir had. So that's what, how to confront at the moment was the question. It's really an odd. That is to saying no immediately to the person whom you are respecting and those you are loved. So that's very difficult.
There is a way. There is a way to do it. Correct.
It's an odd, sir.
If you don't know, you can find out how. No.
Yeah. Yes, I want to know how.
Listen, logic is, if I say yes and I don't mean it, I will not do it. So the person is not upset with me now, but he will be more upset later on. Is that okay? No, it's not okay. Your objective is not to upset the other person. Correct? And you think that if I say no, I'm not going to do it, that person will get upset. Why not communicate with that person straight and say, listen, I don't like to disappoint a person like you. I have a lot of respect for you. I have a lot of love for you. I would love to say yes, but I'm sorry I cannot say yes to this. I don't want to make a promise to you, which I'm going to break. And I do not know how to keep this promise. So I'm very sorry, I can't keep this promise. Why can't you say that? If they really care for you, and if they don't care for you, you may keep on doing whatever you say. They'll still not care for you. So the only way you'll find out is to actually do that, right? Look, say like this, no, I would love to say yes to you, but I don't know how to do that because I don't know how I will keep my promise to you. And I don't like to break my promises to you. And I know that if I say yes to you, this promise is going to be broken. So I'm sorry, I cannot do this. Simple. Once you give them the reason for it, and once you tell them that you would want to, but you cannot. And I have a very bad example in my mind, so I'm not going to say it. Many people ask you for many things, right? Do you say yes to everything? There are a lot of people whom you love and respect also. They'll come and make some demand on you, which is not, acceptable in any sense. That time you say no, no? And the person's getting upset or not upset, that doesn't concern you at that time, right? So at that time your mind is saying, no, what he is asking is wrong. So how can I say yes to it? So it depends on how you're rationalizing the things in your mind, no?
Yes.
So there are many ways of doing it. Now you can say, listen, I would love to say yes to you. Do you want to force me to say yes to you? I'd like to say, but I'm sorry, I can't say yes to this thing. I mean, I know that it won't happen. I wish it could. I know that you have an expectation. Now, even if you're talking to a customer, Tanmay, customer is making demands just because he needs something. You tell him, okay, listen, if I make a commitment to you and it is not kept, it will cause a bigger upset all down the line because you are also committing to someone else based on what I'm saying. I don't want to say no to you, but I'm sorry, I can't say yes to this because I know the background. See, we are operating on a premise that you're not talking to a child. In fact, even a child will understand if you tell him, look, beta, I can't give you this. Yeah, but we don't want to get out of our comfort zone. That's the problem. Gautam wanted to say something. Let's listen to him, then I'll come back to you, Malika ji.
Fantastic, sir. It is a really good learning. I have a weakness. I cannot tell no to opposite person when their request is coming. I know I cannot perform. It's difficult for me. Still that I tell yes, I'll try or okay. But one thing, when I commit somebody like with yes, I really sincerely then I start trying to help him.
Yeah.
The answer today I learned from you. I have to remember, and I will follow that same one. Thank you.
Yeah. I learned this the hard way. I'm a person who always says yes to everybody, But you end up displeasing a lot of people because you cannot keep your commitment to everybody. And by the way, let me tell you something. There is one kind of action which makes you feel weak. And there is another kind of action which makes you feel strong. Which kind of action will you choose?
Make strong. What
Exactly.
makes you-
So when you lie or when you say something which you don't mean, or when you make a commitment that you are not going to keep, does it make you feel strong?
No, sir.
Exactly. So next time when you say, hey, listen, I would love to keep my commitment. I'd love to promise you this, but I cannot. I hate to disappoint a person like you who's so close to me, but I'm so sorry I can't do this. I mean, it's not a promise that I can make. And you see how much stronger you'll feel when you've done that. Okay, Anik, what is it that you wanted to say?
Sir, I want to share the current experience. There is my grandchildren are bold enough to say no, but the thing is they are not saying with pleasingly. Immediately they say no, but by the moment, at that moment we feel little bit what to say, some hot feeling, but whereas later we don't carry that. So they are upfront. They are saying. That's what I want to share, sir. That's
Yeah. Children are powerful, no?
Yes, not like us. Not our earlier days.
See, look, I'm very clear about one thing. We are not interested in doing things which make us weak. We are not interested in doing things that make us lose the credibility in our own eyes. We are not interested in doing things which make us lose credibility with our friends, our family, our organizations. So this kind of behavior, when you say things which you don't mean in order to please someone or in order not to displease someone, and you end up doing it anyway. I mean, they get displeased with you anyway, so what's the point? Only because that momentarily, that discomfort of, maybe there will be argument, maybe somebody will feel hurt and maybe they'll show you their displeasure. Yeah, they might. But you try it and see. It's a powerful way of living, don't you think? So would you choose to live like a weak person or a powerful person?
Powerful. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes, Colonel Saab. Raj. Yes.
And as we were discussing, something struck me with my past experience. When you feel the time is not right to say yes, I mean no, time is not right to say no, because the repercussion can be more challenging to handle. Then you want to tuck out for a time being till
That's
better situation arises to handle it. So we narrowly say okay, yes. Then you keep looking for a time. If you're fortunate, you will get a time to say no and explain the non-feasibility of the thing, or later you lump it. It happened. It happened with me also many a time earlier. Thank you.
Yeah. And a better technique might be at that moment say, listen, I cannot commit to this right now. I'll discuss with you later. Finish.
Tuck out by some part.
Yeah,
but
because
promising is another way of tuck out.
If you're in a meeting and there are many other people there, juniors and all, you might be in an awkward situation. So at that time you can say, oh yeah, definitely I would love to agree with you, but give me some time. Can I come back to you on it?
Yes.
Because I'm very careful about what I commit to. Correct.
Yes.
It gives the lessons to others also, no? You don't just see what happens is that our seniors, not only in the organization, but at home also, authority figures, they always expect, you to agree. And let's face it, we are brought up in this country. ना बोलना बहुत महापाप होता है. ना कैसे बोल दिया छोटे ने. That is why we do it. Got it? Okay, so we have 2 minutes to do, and we have 2 of our good shires with us today. So, Commodore Saab and Hasina ji, naturally ladies will go first. Hasina ji, can we have the pleasure of your shairi today? Otherwise, we'll have to sing a song. Hasina maan jayegi. Go ahead.
सबर से शिकवा नहीं होता, सबर से शिकवा नहीं होता, सिर्फ खामोशी होती है, और उस खामोशी का शोर सिर्फ खुदा को सुनाई देता है.
Wow. Thank you very much. And Commodore Saab, over to you.
Yes, sir. कहते हैं कि जीवन में ज्यादा रिश्ते होना जरूरी नहीं है. जीवन में ज्यादा रिश्ते होना जरूरी नहीं है, पर जो रिश्ते हैं उनमें जीवन होना जरूरी.
वाह. जो रिश्ते हैं उनमें जीवन होना जरूरी है. Alright, Major Narayanan sir, you also have a shairi for us.
It's not exactly a shairi. I was about to say, but the time passed away. The famous UN Secretary General once remarked, we diplomats have got a way of putting things across. Whenever we want to say no, we still say yes and get away with it. So he gave one example for that. He said, that woman, she's got a great face which can make the time stand still, he said. And he says, I told this to a lady, and finally I was corrected by a senior diplomat. He said, you got a face that make time be eternal. Both mean one and the same. Doesn't have anything absolutely the same thing. That lady, she's a face that would make time stand still. Whereas the other said, look at the woman, she's got a great face that would stop a clock. These are the 2 phrases on a lighter note.
Great, thank you, and thank you everybody for being there. Thank you, it's nice to see you online with us, Rama. And nice to see you, Sheetal. I don't think you've joined us before. So, welcome to the group and hope to see you again. Bye everybody. Have a nice day. God bless you all.
God
Thank
bless
you, sir.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.